Greetings and salutations. We have safely arrived at this 18th day of August 2022. It is Thursday. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and I'm Dan Kuntz on another partly cloudy, hazy, smoky kind of day. It's mild. It's 73 degrees. Going to be warm again. Well, hot. Going to be hot. Hit 100 right on the nose yesterday. It's our 9th day this year, this summer, that we got to triple digits for the afternoon high. Going to do it again today, possibly tomorrow. A little bit of a cool down. Things are going to get a little unsettled. Even a thunderstorm is possible on Monday. But really, for the rest of August, probably right on into Labor Day weekend, we're going to be in for a long stretch of very warm weather. Forecast details are coming up, and there is a lot of news to touch on as well. We believe in an informed viewership, and if you want to know what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley, North Central Washington, stay close for that. Mariners sweep the Angels in an afternoon affair. Lots of home runs. We like that. They get the day off today. Then they got Oakland in the Bay Area. We'll have highlights of that. Of course, Seahawks have preseason game number 2 against Dobbs tonight at Lumen Field. We'll preview that. And Joichiro Oyama of the Apple Sox took home some hardware yesterday. And in the back half of the program, Pause for Pets. Can't forget about that. Forrest the dog needs a home. We do Pause for Pets every Thursday here on the NCESD Life channel with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And the North Central Educational Services Foundation Board is doing their annual fundraising drive. They're getting together a bunch of money from a bunch of individuals and businesses, and then they're doling it out to teachers to spend in their classrooms as we get back to school. We're just a couple weeks away from, I believe school starts like on the 30th or the 29th, something like that. So school's coming right up. Tyler Russell and Ray Dobbs from the foundation of the North Central Educational Services District will join me in the back half of the program. Great conversation. Don't want to miss it. Let's take our tour around the valley. Once again, our Wenatchee Heights camera is not working. It needs a part. We've ordered the part. It's coming. In the meantime, we have to go without it. That's fine. We got other cameras. That, of course, is the Jump-Off Ridge camera. You can see that layer of smoke from the fires up the Lake Wenatchee way. There's really not a lot more to update on the White River fire and the Irving Peak fires. We'll give you a quick little update on that, but not a lot has happened in the last 24 hours up there. But the smoke has got to go somewhere, and by golly, it's decided to visit us. Although I just checked the air quality, and it is still good in the Wenatchee Valley. Camera 2. We're going up to Waterville. Again, you can see the high clouds. Again, you can see the smoke as we look down from our Waterville camera down towards the Wenatchee Valley. Is that the Waterville camera, by the way? Here, I probably should clarify that. Once again, we had 100 yesterday, our record high, 104. Now, our record high for today is also 104, set back in 1977. We're going to be pretty close to that. Omak and Ephrata, you have a very good shot at setting a record high temperature today. I don't think we're going to get to 104, although we've been going up in 4-degree increments since the start of the week. I suppose it is within the realm of possibility. Camera number 3. Up to the Cougar Ridge camera we go as we look over the old station area. I'll be visiting our good friends at Stemilt on Monday. I'm looking forward to that. Good morning, Olney Gardens. Good morning, Sunny Slope. Good morning, Birch Mountain. Good morning, Old Station and the Otavashian Bridge and camera 4. We wrap it up with beautiful Lake Chelan. I got to think that's Union Valley. It is the Union Valley camera high above the north shore of Lake Chelan. I think we're looking almost directly over at Pat and Mike's. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the road that you come down. On 97A, you dump yourself off at Pat and Mike's. You take a right, you head towards Chelan. You take a left, you're on the roadway with all the places. You can see a little bit of the Bear Mountain Golf Course and the wineries there. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at. Great view there. Nicely done. Mr. Darby, take another quarter out of petty cash. You have deserved it. Is there any end to the heat? No. They have just updated this. The Climate Prediction Center did last night. Remember, we showed you this slide yesterday. This is the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. It was issued yesterday afternoon. It takes us through the last week in August. As you can see, we have a very good chance, about an 80 to 90% chance of seeing temperatures above normal in many locations. Well above normal, or normal high is 87 degrees. 87 is going to feel downright comfortable when you look at the forecast from the National Weather Service, which is this. We're going to say 103. We're going to be a little conservative with our afternoon high. If we get to 104, that would tie the record high. But again, Omak, Ephrata, Moses Lake, you're probably going to set record highs today. We'll know more about that when we visit on Friday. 103 today, plenty warm for most folks. 75 for the overnight low tonight. Cool down a little bit, a couple more clouds. 97 for the high on Friday. Saturday, right back to sunny and hot. Sunday, right back to sunny and hot. Then we start thinking about maybe a thunderstorm or two, or some light rain is possible. We're still going to be well above average all the way through the forecast period, and the overnight lows will be very mild indeed. But when we start thinking about thunderstorms and the chance of those, by the time we get to Monday and maybe Tuesday, we'll know more when we visit tomorrow. And by the way, the excessive heat warning is still going on until 11 o'clock tomorrow. They might just extend it right through the Sunday into Monday. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't work for the National Weather Service, but I do appreciate the job that they do. 6 minutes after the hour, going to take a quick break, so grab your cup of coffee and come right back and join us. We got a lot of news to get to on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Funny thing about time, when you're young, summers seem to last forever. And then, before you know it, you're attending more retirement parties than you are baby showers. This is when you'll appreciate our own homegrown, nonprofit, Heritage Heights, working to provide every senior housing option our families might need, right here in the beautiful Lake Chelan Valley. Find out more at heritageheights.org.
Smoky, some clouds, 73 degrees. Into the triple digits we go again today, about 103 for our afternoon high, very close to a record high temperature for this date. A little bit of a cool down over the weekend, but really, quite frankly, not much. Going to be hot for quite some time. It's just about 8 minutes after the hour. Wenatchee police are investigating what they say is a homicide that occurred Friday night in the 1600 block of Meadow Street. According to a press release, officers were called to what was reported to be a cardiac incident, while arriving officers instead discovered 18-year-old Yari Flores with a gunshot wound to his chest. Officers and medical personnel were unable to revive Flores. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Wenatchee police are asking the public if they have any information or video of the area, again, in the 1600 block of Meadow Street from Friday night, to contact Detective Donnie Graves, who is the lead investigator in this case. Speaking of Wenatchee police, they're on the lookout for a couple of folks who they suspect are involved in a series of vehicle break-ins that happened Tuesday at parks in Wenatchee and in Douglas County. The Wenatchee Police Department posted surveillance footage images of the pair. You see them there. They're hoping somebody might recognize them or their vehicle. Now, according to the police, they say the suspects broke windows on parked vehicles and then stole items, including wallets and purses. They then reportedly went to Fred Meyer in East Wenatchee and the Ferry Street Market in Wenatchee, where they used stolen credit cards in an attempt to purchase thousands of dollars worth of gift cards. Police say they also stole a stroller from Target and left in a black Subaru Outback. Anybody with information is asked to contact Rivercom's non-emergency hotline at 509-663-9911. A fire that started after a candle lit curtains on fire on Wednesday morning caused quite a bit of damage to an apartment and its furnishings in East Wenatchee. Douglas County Fire District Number 2's Kay McKellar said a woman had lit the candle, then went to work, and at about 11:30 in the morning, an uncle who was babysitting the woman's 3 children moved the curtains, and that knocked over the candle, and that started the fire. McKellar said the uncle, a minor, was quick to get the children out of the apartment. Neighbors in the apartment complex in the 800 block of Baker Avenue came to assist with fire extinguishers. By the time Douglas County 2 Fire District crews got there, the fire was mostly out. According to Kay, there were no injuries, but the items inside the apartment likely a total loss from the smoke and the fire. The Red Cross is assisting the family. A Wenatchee man is going to serve about 11 years in prison after pleading guilty to federal charges of receiving child pornography. 54-year-old Miguel Angel Estrada Morales was sentenced Wednesday to 131 months incarceration by Judge Thomas O'Rice in the U.S. District Court in Spokane. The charge carried a minimum of 120 months behind bars. Morales was originally arrested by Wenatchee police back in September of 2020 on local charges of voyeurism after family members found evidence he'd recorded explicit videos of a minor child in his household. When questioned, Morales admitted making multiple videos of the child using various hidden devices, including miniature cameras disguised to look like a pen and a clock. Once released, Morales has to spend 10 years on federal probation. The Chelan County Jail wants to transfer a troublesome inmate to another jail's custody while he's awaiting trial for alleged bomb threats. Nicholas Henry Fulcher, he's been in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center since he was arrested back on June 15th. Police say he called in a bomb threat to the county courthouse to avoid a hearing in another criminal case. The jail says Fulcher has disrupted operations and allegedly made a second threat to blow up the jail using outside help. Corrections officers sought to place him with another jail until trial next month, but on August 1st, Fulcher's attorney won a court order keeping him in Chelan County's custody. Prosecutors are asking Judge Robert Jordan to rescind that order and allow the jail to transfer Fulcher elsewhere until trial. The two people who were killed in that trailer fire, that fifth-wheeler fire outside Moses Lake early Monday morning, they've now been identified. Apparently, they're an 83-year-old man and a 71-year-old woman who were a married couple. Grant County Coroner Craig Morrison said James and Mary Nanto died from smoke inhalation. The couple were living in the fifth-wheeler at the Cougar Campers RV Park in the community of Wheeler when the fire was reported at about 5:45 in the morning on Monday. Grant County Fire District 5 firefighters arrived to find the trailer fully engulfed, and they later found the bodies of the two inside. Grant County Fire Marshal is investigating the fire. No information yet on the cause of that fire. The city of East Wenatchee has replaced its $20 cab fee with a 0.01% sales and use tax. At its meeting on Tuesday, the city council approved the change, saying they've been working since last year to transition away from the add-on vehicle licensing fee. The fee has been used to fund the city's transportation benefit district since 2013. That's now going to be funded through the sales and use tax. The city said the change removes the burden of maintaining city streets away from the residents inside the city limits, and instead it distributes the burden to everybody who uses the streets in the East Wenatchee area to reach commercial centers. No real developments on the White River and Irving Peak fires, or about where they were at this time yesterday, but I want to let you know there's going to be a public information meeting. It's going to be held at the Plain Community Church in Plain, right in the middle of downtown Plain. It'll be tonight at 7 o'clock. Again, a community public meeting to give you the latest information for those folks living in the fire area at the Plain Community Church at 7 o'clock tonight. So we'll get and if there's more developments on those fires, by the way, we'll let you know with the evening news this evening, and that is the news. At 14 minutes after the hour, Grant will have the news tonight. Eric will be doing the news from Lumen Field in Seattle. Looking forward to that with a preview of some of the stories we're working on for the Thursday night news. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will bring you our weekly Pause for Pets feature with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Possibly record-setting high temperatures around our area today before we cool down slightly by the weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has highlights and reaction to yesterday's wrap-up of the Mariners-Angels series. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We appreciate it. If you got a news tip, you want to drop us a note and say hi, you know how to go about doing it. You can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. Probably the best way is to email us directly, news at ncwlife.com. That's a good way to go about doing it. Or if you go to our homepage, or brand new homepage on the World Wide Web, you can get a hold of us by clicking on the Contact Us icon. When we come back, highlights: the Mariners sweep the Angels. We're liking that. Seahawks play football tonight, and an Apple sock took home some hardware. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chair on the other side. We can lift this up.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
17 minutes after the hour, Seattle sweeps the Angels. Yeah, nice one, 11-7. Was the victory yesterday in beautiful Anaheim, California. Cal Raleigh had a couple of home runs in one game for the first time ever. He hit 2 home runs in one game. Jesse Winker celebrated his 29th birthday with a homer, and Genio Suarez hit his team-leading 20th long ball of the day. Lots of home runs, and here are your highlights.
Haniger rips one into left. That's going to splash down and turn into 1 for Seattle. That's ball 4 to J.P. Crawford. That's another run. It's 2-0.
Oh, great.
Santana comes through, and that's going to bring in 1. Here comes the next for Seattle in there.
There we go.
That one is going to drop into right field in fair ground. David Fletcher drives home the first run of the game for the Angels to make it 4-1. Suarez deep to right, and that one is gone. Opposite field shot for Gino. Oh, that is scorched. It's leaving in a hurry, and it's off the top of the wall. That's gone, though. Up to shoot, and Ohtani comes through, and here comes Sierra to make it 7-2. 1-2 to Rengifo. And he comes through. Fair ball down the line. Fletcher, come on down. It's 7-3 on the RBI double. Oh, that's whipped by Winker. Giving it a ride, and that ball is gone. That is scorched.
Let's watch him run.
Into the corner.
He's smelling
Fletcher
a triple.
to third.
He's smelling a triple.
And here he comes. Shohei will knock in a run on a triple on back-to-back days. Thanks, Ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he lines it up and sends it to left. This should be good enough to score the speedy Shohei Ohtani and make this a 9-5 ball game. Sac fly from Taylor Ward.
Oh, my
What a
goodness.
rip! Raleigh again.
Oh, my God. Now up on the first tee. Kyle Riley.
He's going to left center. A long way to the wall. And
Oh, man.
Taylor Ward in the air. And this should do it. J-Rod makes the catch. Game over. Mariners take the game and sweep the series in Anaheim.
Mariners have the day off today, then they head to Oakland, where there's no there. They have a 3-game series with the A's over the weekend. Speaking of the A's, to the scoreboard we go from our friends at Les Schwab. They got 2 home runs from Sean Murphy in Downing, Texas, 7-2. Oakland will try to win its 3rd straight against the Rangers today. Chas McCormick provided what proved to be the game winner in the 4th inning for the Astros, 3-2 over the White Sox. McCormick's RBI double plated Kyle Tucker to put the Astros up 3-0 at that point. The White Sox came back with 2 in the bottom of the 4th, but that was as close as they came to the standings. Seattle remains atop the American League wildcard chase. They're 65-54. They're a game and a half in front of Tampa Bay and Toronto. Minnesota is a game back after the Twins shut out Kansas City. Toronto beat Baltimore 6-1. Tampa Bay scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th against the Yankees. Josh Donaldson hits a walk-off grand slam home run in the bottom of the 10th for that scrappy little Yankee team that could, and we won. By we, I mean the Yankees, 8-7. Wenatchee Apple Sox infielder Joichiro Oyama, the co-MVP of the West Coast League. Yeah, Commissioner Rob Nyer announcing the winners yesterday. Oyama shares the award with outfielder catcher Jacob Sharp of the Ridgefield Raptors. He had a heck of a year. He played in all of Wenatchee's regular season and postseason games. He batted .339, led the WCL in runs, walks, and triples, set the league record with 42 stolen bases. Apple Sox coach Mitch Darlington said it was easy to put Oyama into the lineup each night this summer.
Kid's just been a machine. Broken 4 different Apple Sox records, I believe, with bags, walks, triples, and runs. So, and just one of the better human beings I've ever had the privilege to be around. Joe deserves everything he gets going forward. I mean, his work ethic is like nobody else. So, clear cut, in my opinion, for West Coast League MVP.
By the way, the pitcher of the year is the Bellingham hurler by the name of Trevin Hope. Big, strong guy. The Lewis and Clark State senior posted a league-best 2.24 ERA with a 4-1 record in 9 outings. Finally, the Seahawks. Well, as you know by now, they had to make some last-second changes. Coach Pete Carroll was going to start Drew Lock, and he tested positive for COVID on Tuesday. Coach Pete says Lock was going to start, but now Geno Smith and Jacob Eason will get plenty of playing time.
As it happens, it came out of nowhere, and so obviously he'll miss this game, but he has a chance to be back, and he's got a 5-day window that he's got to take care of, and so it's just unfortunate that it was his turn to play the start, but we'll figure it out. And I'm fired up for Geno to go, and he had an excellent abbreviated week, had a terrific type of this is a Friday type of day for us, and so he's ready to go. It'll also give Jake a chance to play a little bit more, obviously, and he'll get a good shot in the second half. And really, he deserves it, and he's practiced really well for us, so I'm anxious for him to get out there and play some football.
Of course, the Seahawks lost their first preseason game last Saturday at Pittsburgh, 32-25. Carroll is hoping his defense will play better. It's a short turnaround this week, especially when it comes to tackling.
This is a big challenge for us to come back tackling wise. Yeah, we got to do way better than we did, and we were running around like we tried really hard. The effort was really good. That wasn't the part. It was just technically we were kind of crazed, and it was a lot of the young guys missed their stuff. So I'm counting on being much better.
Of course, the Steelers scored on their first 2 drives and took an early 14-0 lead. Coach Pete Carroll says he hopes the team's a little bit better prepared to start tonight.
Let's hope we get off to a better start. Remember the way I look back at that game is our pups got introduced to the NFL right off the bat at corner, and they get 2 easy touchdowns on us. Unfortunately, one was 3rd and 13, and the other one I think it was 3rd down play there too, and neither one of those needed to happen. So let's see what happens. And this is a fired up club, got a new coach. They'll be all jacked up and all that, and trying to get on the road and show that they can do it here at Lumen, and we'll try to rock the house a little bit for them, but. It'll be a good matchup. It's a good preseason matchup.
Seahawks and the Bears tonight on ESPN, 5 o'clock kickoff. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 18th day of August. I could have chosen National Ice Cream Pie Day. I could have chosen National Mail Order Catalog Day. Instead, we're going to go with National Fajita Day today. The fajita goes back to the 1930s, 20s, and 30s, when Hispanic folks who worked on the ranch would get paid in food. They would say, hey, you can have the leftover cuts of beef that we don't want. And, of course, it was the toughest cut of them all, but hey, it was free meat, so they figured we got to prepare this in a way that makes it somewhat edible. And so they took the skirt steak and they cooked it over an open flame and they put it inside of a tortilla, and you threw in some beans and some guacamole and some spices, and it was cheap, it was efficient, it tasted good, and the fajita was born. I love fajitas. If they come out in the hot pan, then you can put whatever you want on it, as much as you want or as little as you want. Fajitas, the authentic taste of the Southwest, which is now everywhere. Every Mexican restaurant sells fajitas, and they do it well. And they're not necessarily stuck to the worst cut of meat. Now they can make fajitas with the good cuts of meat too. National Fajita Day. Celebrate it with somebody you love. It's 25 minutes after the hour. Happy birthday to women's suffrage. 102 years ago today, August 18th, 1920, Tennessee did the honors of ratifying the 19th Amendment. So women's suffrage comes to the country federally. There were other states that allowed women to vote. Others, mostly in the South, did not. So we were a little behind the ball when we gave women the right to vote in elections federally 102 years ago today through the Constitution. The United States became the 27th country to give women the right to vote. That's right. We're number 27. We're number 27. Could have done better than that. By the way, eventually all 48 states in the Union at the time that women's suffrage came to this country 102 years ago, all 48 states would eventually ratify the 19th Amendment, including Mississippi, who got around to doing it in 1984. We're number 27. Women's suffrage comes to this country. Well, it came anyway, better late than never. 60 years ago today at the Horticultural Society dance in Birkendale, England, after a 2-hour rehearsal, Richard Starkey, professionally known as Ringo Starr, become a full-fledged member of the Beatles. Ringo had played with the Beatles in their Hamburg days, but he was just sitting in. He wasn't actually the full-time drummer, but they had hired Ringo. We got this gig coming up on the 18th. They rehearsed. Ringo learned the songs. He knew most of them anyway. So the first appearance of the Beatles as we would get to know them, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr played together for the first time on this date 60 years ago today. And finally, the Pine Tar game finally came to an end on this date in 1983. Let's recap. We got the footage. We'll take you back to the original game back in July of 1983. Bottom of the ninth inning, George Brett hits a 2-run home run off of Goose Gossage to give the Royals a 5-4 lead in the ninth inning against the New York Yankees. But Billy Martin, the manager of the Yankees, says, wait a minute, and he was waiting for this to happen. They had noticed for quite a number of years that George Brett had a lot of pine tar on the bat, can't go farther than 18 inches up the handle. If you go farther than 18 inches, it's illegal, and you are automatically out. So this is in June of 1983. Billy Martin says, that's past the 18-inch mark. So they, wait a minute, Billy. All right. So they, George Brett in the meantime is going, what's going on here? So the officials, the umpires, they go huddle and say, well, it sure looks like it's past the 18-inch mark, but, we got to measure it. But, of course, home plate is exactly 18 inches wide. So they just going to lay the handle down across. There's Billy, always up to his shenanigans, doing whatever he can to win. That's Billy. George is going, what's going on here? So they take the bat to home plate, and they lay the handle across home plate, and sure enough, there's a lot of pine tar past the 18-inch mark. That makes the bat illegal. That makes George Brett out, and the game is over. George Brett thing goes absolutely insane. Well, the next day, the president of the American League, Lee McPhail, said, no, the home run's going to count. Yes, he broke the rules. So they had to play the rest of the game, and they did so on this date in 1983, the conclusion of the Pine Tar game. Billy Martin, up to his shenanigans, he put Ron Guidry, the starting pitcher, in center field, and he put Don Mattingly, who's left-handed, at second base. And then he decides to appeal the fact that George Brett touch all the bases, because this is a different umpiring crew than the crew that was there back on July 24th. But sure enough, knowing what was going to happen, the crew chief says this is an affidavit of the 4 umpires who umpired the game back on July 24th, and they have sworn on the sworn affidavit that George Brett touched all the bases. Nice try, Billy. By the way, so the game concluded. It was over 16 pitches. It took 12 minutes. 1,245 people came to watch the conclusion of the Pine Tar game. Most of the Kansas City Royals spent the game at the bar at the airport in Newark, New Jersey, because they had to fly into Newark, bus over to Yankee Stadium, play a game for 12 minutes, go back to Newark Airport, and then fly to where they were supposed to play that night. So George Brett and his manager and a few other people watched the conclusion of the Pine Tar game at a bar at the Newark Airport. The Pine Tar game comes to an end. It's the bottom of the hour. Birthdays, Meriwether Lewis. Lewis County is named after Meriwether Lewis. Lewiston, Idaho is named after Meriwether Lewis. One half of Lewis and Clark died under mysterious circumstances. Don't really know whether he committed suicide or was murdered, but he died from a gunshot wound in 1809 at the age of 35. One half of Lewis and Clark in the Corps of Discovery. Meriwether Lewis, born in the state in 1774. Rosalind Carter is 95 years old today. She is the oldest living former First Lady. She is the second longest lived First Lady ever. Only Bess Truman, who lived to be 97 years old, has lived longer than Rosalind Carter. And she's also the longest married former First Lady. They just celebrated their anniversary last month. Happy 95th to Rosalind Carter. The great Roberto Clemente, Baseball Hall of Famer, class of 1973, died in a plane crash on New Year's Eve, 1972, at the age of 38. The legendary number 21, one of the greatest baseball players ever. Roberto Clemente, born in the state in 1934. And Robert Redford. Robert Redford is 86 years old today. You would think at 86 he wouldn't want to make movies anymore, but he's still in the biz. Good for Robert. He's got a couple of Academy Awards onto his mantle, too. 32 minutes after the hour. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. You're going to get to know two members of the North Central Educational Services District Board of Foundation. They have a foundation. Ray Dobbs and Tyler Russell will introduce themselves to you and their fundraising efforts to help out local teachers. That's coming up. Great interview there. But first things first, Forrest the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets with the Humane Society.
Hello, I'm Jenny. I'm the Animal Behavior Coordinator here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and today I have with me Forrest. This handsome husky has been with us for a little while, and he is desperately looking to have his own home. Forrest is kind of your typical husky. He likes to do his own thing, and he's happy by himself to do his own thing. However, he also loves to go on adventures with his person. He's polite to all the people that he meets here at the Humane Society. He's kind of become a favorite of some of our husky-loving volunteers. Forrest does need a home that can provide a secure yard for him, and he seems to display a little bit of prey drive. So we're asking for a home with no livestock, no chickens, no anything like that, because that might be too tempting for Forrest. But overall, Forrest, is just really a great dog. He's so wonderful with everyone. He loves to play. He loves to go to playgroup. He absolutely loves breakfast time. So he is a guy of schedule for sure, and knows exactly when his breakfast and his enrichments are here. He's just an easy dog. So if somebody can provide a home, probably as the only pet, he would be the most successful.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for quiet hour. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Mondays are happy hour all day long at Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Great deals on appetizers, martinis, specialty drinks, wine, well drinks, and draft beers. Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Come on in. They look forward to serving you.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
Happy summer days from Collins Fashions. We have what you need to stay cool and be ready for your casual and dressy events. Sundresses in cotton and linen, semi-formal dresses from Joseph, Lyman, and Alex, swimwear and shorts, capris, tees for your casual days and fall and winter vacations. Summer footwear from Soft, Jambu, Fly London, and Bueno. Come check out Tommy Bahama for men and women. Brighton handbags and jewelry and sunglasses add to your glam for summer. Come visit Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Brace yourselves. Stunning action is going round with the baddest woman on the planet coming to your town. Cause it's a new day with undisputed game changers, unstoppable newcomers, and unimaginable collisions.
McIntyre and Sheamus in a street fight.
WWE Sunday Stunner. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages available now.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, in grade school, I was taught that George Washington never told a lie. Really? Never? I mean, come on. And then I was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, no, he didn't, okay? Eric the Red probably got here 500 years earlier, and it wasn't even North America where Christopher Columbus landed, okay? And here's another good one. Native Americans and Pilgrims ate turkey on the first Thanksgiving. I don't think so. Who makes up this stuff, and why did they cram it down my throat when I was too young to challenge them? And you want to know what else? Another huge lie that I was told? I have searched numerous people-seeking sites. I have used many search engines, and I've looked all over the internet, and I can't even find one person named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, let alone two. Now, I say it's time to promote honesty in education. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
D&L Army Surplus in Wenatchee is stocked with items for the whole family. From ammo to collectibles and so much more, D&L Army Surplus, your one-stop shop for military surplus, survival, camping, and tactical gear. Bring the whole family and stop on by today.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have, on any number of occasions, talked about the North Central Educational Services District. I've interviewed Dr. Price, the superintendent, Dr. Sue Kane, Dr. Pete Phillips. Congratulations, Pete. I just gave you a PhD. And a whole bunch of other people. But we haven't talked about, ever on this program, believe it or not, is the North Central Educational Services District Foundation. They have a foundation, and these two gentlemen are a proud member of that board, volunteering their time. Introduce yourselves to our television family. I'll let you go first.
My name's Tyler Russell.
And I'm Ray Dobbs.
Ray is a fairly well-known individual around here. Tyler, I don't know anything about you. Give me a little background on Tyler.
Well, we've been in the Valley since 2010. My wife, Jessica, was born here, raised in the Valley, went to school through the Wenatchee School District, and we moved back in 2010 to raise our kids here, and I've been involved with education. We own a business in town, Tumbleweed Shop and Studio, and just happy to be part of this.
So you moved here because your wife said that's what we're going to do, and you listened to her.
I do most of what my wife says to do
man.
when she tells me, and that makes us a good pair.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Ray, the Foundation 101. A lot of people didn't even know that there is a foundation to begin with. I knew, but I didn't really know a lot about what the foundation does outside of money. But give me Foundation 101.
The foundation component, what we try and do is find donors to give us some money to give out small grants to classroom teachers. And the idea of these grants is to encourage and tell the community about some of the really creative teaching things that are going on in our schools. You know, more than ever before, as we've kind of finished not finished, we're still on the downside, hopefully, of COVID, classroom closure, school closures, and on. We needed to find ways to say thank you to the good teachers that are doing good things, and to get the word out to other teachers about the cool things that they could be doing, and to be able to tell the community there's some really neat things happening inside our schools. And that's kind of our primary role. We do $300 grants. Last year we gave out 150 of these grants to 150 teachers who applied to us, and we're excited to be able to get the word out and to encourage those teachers to do good things.
When you go to businesses and individuals, is it a hard sell? Are you twisting some arms, or do people understand the gist of what you and Ray are trying to accomplish?
I think for the most part, people understand. The really neat thing is how streamlined this is. It gets money right into the teacher's hands, Dan. We don't spend a lot of money on the foundation. We don't have any paid positions. So about 95% of the money goes straight to the teachers. So that's easy. People have time, they've got money. Sometimes they don't have both, and this is a great way to give back to the schools and the teachers and to endear our community to those schools through classroom grants for the teachers that go right into the classroom for whatever they want to choose to use.
Is that $300 mark just a nice, happy number because it's not too big and it's not too small, and people are more apt to simply write a check for $300 as opposed to $1,300?
So the $300 isn't money we give out. Most of the grants that we're getting, most of the donors who give to us, we have some corporate ones. Can I name a few names?
Please
of some
do.
Of the corporate sponsors. I want to say thanks to North Cascades Bank. They're our major corporate sponsor. They give us $10,000 every year to do this with. Also, North Central Educational Service District, the Community Foundation has money that goes to STEM and STEAM grants. The Woods Family Foundation does some arts and music stuff. Wenatchee and Sunrise Rotary have been donors for us. Friends of Lower Grand Coulee. I mean, we have a ton of businesses who have kind of put us on their regular distribution list, and those grants go anywhere from a couple $100s to many thousands of dollars. The $300 grants are what we write checks directly to teachers for, and that's coffee money for a lot of teachers. We're not going to be able to do a whole lot with them, but what it is it's a seed money to say we care that you're doing creative things. Let us help you, let us encourage you, and let us tell your story to other teachers and the community.
Did your foundation take a little bit of a COVID hit? I mean, did things kind of, because kids weren't in school and teachers weren't in classroom, or was the need still there regardless?
I think our donors realized that, if anything, the need was greater during that time. We had teachers that were doing things that were outside their normal way that they did business, and our donors stayed with us for the most part. And Tyler's got a graph of how the grants have gone, and they have stayed steadily. We started out, Tyler, what were the early numbers?
2,000 in 2010, now we're up to 45,000, and it's been a pretty gradual increase each year. It's really nice to see those numbers go up. It speaks to the work that people have done in the past on the foundation and have continued to do. It really jumped in 2019, right before the pandemic. We did take a bit of a hit, but I think, like everybody in our community and throughout the United States and the world, we've tried to redouble our efforts and make sure that everything gets funded and we keep moving along and onward and upward.
There are, I think you told me something in the neighborhood of 2,500 teachers in the NCESD. Is that correct, Ray?
2,500 teachers and 50,000 students. So when you look at 2,500 teachers are part of the 29 school districts that are covered by the ESD. We gave away 150 grants. That sounds pretty cool. 2,500 teachers, we've got a ways to go yet, and so we're looking for donors to help us to meet that need.
Is there a particular grade or expertise that a teacher has that has maybe more need of it for like buying school supplies or whatever it may be for their classroom for that $300? Is it more of a need for a kindergarten or first grade teacher as opposed to a junior high school science teacher, or is it all pretty much the same in that regard? Any thoughts on that?
That's a great question, Dan. I'm a newer board member, so I'm going to defer to Ray on this one. I really don't know.
It's a pretty good balance. We divide up our scholarship applications, our grant applications into categories: music, arts, STEM, STEAM, the science, technology stuff, and we get applications from pretty much all the way from elementary school up through high school, and it's like you said. I mean, it could be supplies for the classroom. Some of the teachers, we're here at the ESD is doing a STEM summit here today for 3 days with teachers that are in that education world. We're here to tell them about our program and to encourage those teachers to get in and to apply. It could be some of them have been for school supplies. Others have been in the pandemic time trying to find online ways to be able to encourage their kids to keep on going. We have 3 of those teachers that will be presenting here in just a little bit to that meeting. They've got great stories to tell, and they're going to bring some of the stuff that they used in the classroom. Some puppets. One of them had it was a computer programming matrix that you could lay out on a board, and then you put a frog on top of it, and the frog follows the trail that you've created by these programming cards that you put in there, teaching kids the basics of computer programming. There's a lot of fun tools out there to do this with. We're just trying to give a little seed money to help get that going.
How is the vetting process when the grants come flowing across your desk? You got to say no, obviously, to a lot of people who really need it. How's the vetting process work on who gets the $300 and who doesn't? That's got to be. I'm glad I'm not on that committee.
Yeah, that's this fall, as I'm told. I'm new, so again, this spring I jumped on board, and I'm still trying to get up to speed with everything. But there is a process. There is a part of our board that goes through each one of these, and
we each kind of take a segment. I've gotten stuck since my background was technology. I'm in the STEM. Guess what? STEM world, and we grade those. The online application is real simple for the teachers to do. It's just a Google form that they fill out. We go online and we can do the scoring right there on the application form as well. And so it's a real streamlined process. What ends up, the neat part was, we had 150 applications this last time. We funded 150. We didn't have to be too selective. And yet we're trying to encourage, we want to encourage those teachers to just stretch a little bit, try some new creative things, and then let us tell the world about that.
Why did you agree to serve on the board, Tyler? I mean, it's easier to say no than it is to say yes. Why are you doing this?
I'll tell you, Dan, when my kids went to Columbia Elementary School in first grade, we didn't have a parent-teacher organization there, and there was a need for it. I saw the teachers were struggling. There's a finite amount of resources that they can pull from for their classrooms. And so I felt really encouraged to help them out. So we did that for 5 years. When they were done, Rufus and I were working on some things kind of after the post, Wenatchee High School bond issue didn't pass. We were discouraged, and so we wanted to do something to maybe try to galvanize the community. And so COVID hit. Rufus and I weren't meeting as much about this, and he hit me up this last spring to be on the board, and I thought, this is great. And so I did some homework on the board, met with Ray, met with Rufus, and I thought it was a really neat way just to get money quickly into the hands of teachers. And so it was a no-brainer for me to jump on board and be a part of this and see if I could help procure some funds.
Let's talk about this book real quick. Just a couple more questions before we cut you loose. Eldine is not on camera. She's sitting just away from the camera, although I must say she's a lot better looking than you two. I'll say that right now.
Thank you.
The Power of Persistence. Eldine put this book together. She basically took They're like little testimonials. She wrote a preface and a nice little thing. Talk about this book, Ray. The Power of Persistence. I just had a chance here. You reached that. I just had a chance to glance at this real quick, and I'm taking a copy home, if that's all right. I might even have Eldine autograph it.
There each year. This is version 20. For 20 years, Eldine has been producing this book, and it's basically the story of good things that are happening in our teaching community. Personal testimonials from the different teachers who've done projects and been awarded grants, and talking about how that worked for them. It's a great, if you think about that, with all of the kind of marginal messaging that's going out about schools these days, we need some good stories. We need some stories that talk about the good things that are happening in the community. Our next step is going to be to try and take this book and turn it into some videos that we can share online and make them easy to do. Take those teacher stories and just spread them as broadly as we can. Eldine has done an amazing job. She's gotten really professional at trying to put this book out. Are these available to the community? Yes.
Eldine says yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes, $10, and you can get them at the North Central Educational Services District, I suppose. So she has them at her house.
We'll have some at the ESD. So that's a good place for them.
That's a good place for them. A couple more questions, and we'll cut you loose. How do our viewers help? Hey, I want to give you guys a little heads up. What do we do?
We created a website called loveteachers.org. Does that ring well? And if you go to loveteachers.org, there's an opportunity for you to hear this, to read about what is the ESD Foundation. And if you choose to reach out, you can ask for more information, and either Tyler and I are kind of the foot soldiers for the fundraising part of it. You can connect with us. Information is on there. Eldine's phone number and email are on that site, and you can just let us know of an interest. There's also a handy dandy button you can click that says donate now.
Yeah, they've made it very easy. If you know a teacher out there, you know someone who might be interested in getting these grants, we'd encourage them to go ahead and get on that website, loveteachers.org.
And that's the application is there also for the teachers to fill out.
Yeah, and both sides of it.
Eldine, that's open right now, right? We're accepting applications. So the teachers who are listening, viewing, can go onto that same loveteachers.org and find the application and get started with that.
Those people who have kids in the school districts that are being served by the NCESD, or any school district for that matter, they know. They get it. They understand the importance of teachers in their children's lives. As a kid, the teachers who have an impact on you, you never forget, ever. Does the general public understand the importance of those who don't have either kids in the system, or the kids have come and gone and they've aged out? Do they understand that the importance of teachers, as opposed to, it's not a glorified babysitting organization? These are important people shaping their children's lives. Do the general public get it? Do they get it?
I think the vast majority do. It's a difficult time. We all know that people do not have an infinite amount of resources in their home to support schools and to support teachers. But I think it's really important that we set that foundation for our community. How important the schools are, how important teachers are in kids' lives. They shape them. They help them through life, and they build our community, and it creates such a stronger community. We have better schools. We end up with better community leaders, doctors, civic leaders. It's very vital to them, the health of our community as an overall, and I think it's so important that we support them. And so I think getting the community as a whole to understand how vital education is important, and we need to get back to that, and we need to embrace our schools, we need to embrace our teachers more and more, and that's something that I think is very important to myself, Ray, Eldine, everybody on this board is getting that message out to the community. Hey, let's support our schools, get involved. If you don't like the way things are being done, get involved, see the nuts and bolts, get inside the schools, and see if you can make a difference, personally, financially, however you can do it, get in there and make a difference.
I was going to ask Ray the same question. I don't have to. I think Tyler said it all, didn't he?
Right, he nailed it. One of the other pieces, we are looking for some additional board members to serve on our foundation board. So if any, we're looking for business people. We're looking for teachers and educators that are in that zone who could give us a little time. It's not a huge commitment of time. That's one of the pieces that, as you look at donating your time, you ask, how much is this going to cost me? We only meet every other month, 4 or 5 times a year, very likely. In in order to score the grants. That takes some time, but we can do that right from home on a laptop computer. So we've streamlined the process. We're serving on this board as a fairly lightweight commitment, but yet it has an incredible impact on the teachers and the community.
If you go to the NCESD website, you'll see there's a link to the foundation's website, and it's all right there.
But
everything you need to know.
loveteachers.org is the direct path.
Love Teacher. There you go. Loveteachers.org. Ray, it's good to see you. How's retirement treating you, by the way?
You know, I'll figure that out one of these days.
When you retire.
I haven't figured out how to stop yet. Once you've kind of been in the swing of all the things that are going on, you tend to try and stay in the swim. Tyler and I were just talking about, he has a retail business, Tumbleweed. He's manufacturing jewelry at the same time, raising twin kids. I mean, his world is full, and at some point in time, you think, well, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Oh, not if you really want to stay engaged, if you want to be a part of life.
Ray is not a shuffleboard playing, Matlock watching retiree.
Pickleball.
It doesn't work that way.
Pickleball.
It's good to see you. Keep up the good work, and if you need more help, you know where to find me, all right?
Thank you very much, Dan.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you. You're our lifeline.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Hey folks, Lehman here with Crown Furniture and Mattress. Folks, there's no question if you're looking for top quality furniture and mattresses, Crown Furniture and Mattress is the place for you. Whether it's Flex Steel's patented blue steel spring, Englander's 120 years of innovation, or Stanton's incredible comfort. Folks, we have it all. So stop by and see us today at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Yeah, it's a tad smoky, it's a tad hazy because of the fires up the Lake Wenatchee drainage area, the White River Fire and the Irving Peak Fire, but they haven't really gotten really big. It's just, it's burning in heavy timber. A lot of it's dead timber, and it just causes a lot of smoke. And since we have the lid on like a giant pot, no place for the smoke to go. But I just checked the air quality. It still says it's good. We'll keep a close eye on that. From the National Weather Service, this will be day number 10 of triple digits. This will be the 10th day so far this summer that we have gotten at least to 100 degrees for our afternoon high. We did it yesterday. We got to exactly 100. We'll be a little bit warmer than that. Our record high temperature on this date is 104, and that was set back in 1977. We're going to be knocking on that door pretty quickly. We're at 75 right now, so we're already a few degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago at this time. Omak and Ephrata, you're almost certainly going to get new record high temperatures today, maybe even Moses Lake. You could add that to the list. This is the hottest of the days of this excessive heat warning, which is due to be canceled, by the way, Friday night at 11 o'clock. But they may extend it because we have some relief, as you can see, temperature-wise, but really not that much. And unfortunately, we're starting to talk maybe a thunderstorm come Monday. We'll have more details with your weekend weather forecast on tomorrow's Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. That's it for us. Have a great Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.